Hey y'all, it's day 2 of the Phuong king cake, and I just got my dough out of the refrigerator, and I'm just going to kind of punch it down and knead it a little bit just to wake up that yeast. And now I'm gonna flour my board. I'm gonna roll my dough out into a rectangle that's roughly 14 by 18 inches. Woo! Now, I'm giving this away, so I'm gonna cut myself off a little piece of dough so that I'll be able to taste it later on. Now I'm gonna take a fork and I am just going to poke holes all in my dough. I just looked down and noticed I have flour all over my shirt. It's just one of the hazards of being in my kitchen. Now I've got a couple of tablespoons of melted butter, and I'm just gonna brush that all over the surface. I'm gonna do the same thing with a couple of tablespoons of heavy cream. Now I have a cup of brown sugar mixed with about a tablespoon of cinnamon, and I'm gonna sprinkle this all over the top. I did add a little bit of salt to it as well. This will give it that distinctive king cake flavor. Use my fingers to press that mixture down into the dough. Now for the rolling. I am going to start on one long edge, and I'm going to, as tightly as I can, start rolling to the middle. And now I'll start on this other edge. Oh, that's my little baby one that I'm making for myself. But I'll start right here on this other edge and start rolling and meet my other roll in the middle. Just like that. Now I'm going to transfer this to my baking sheet. Got it lined with parchment paper. I'm going to put my scroll side down. Roll this one up really quickly so I can clean up my board and show you what I'm doing. I know it looks really small. I'm disappointed too. I don't think that I spend enough time rolling out my dough, but that's okay. I'm pinching this end together. We'll cover that up with icing because it's not going to be as pretty as this end. Here's my little baby one. I'm going to cover this now and let it proof for about an hour and a half in a warm place. Don't give up, we're nearing the finish line. I have my dough proofing for about an hour and a half, and it's ready to be baked. I'm gonna put it in the oven at 350 degrees. It's gonna take 30 to 35 minutes to bake. Now the really hard part, letting that cool before I ice it. One final step though, and this is an important step. It's weird, but I am spreading a little heavy cream all over the top of that baked dough. It's gonna soak in, and that's gonna keep my king cake moist and keep it from drying out. Not that it's gonna last very long. It won't have time to get dried out, but just in case. Now as it cools, that's gonna soak in. There is no point in pretending. I mean, y'all know me. And you know that patience is not one of my virtues. So I'm just gonna go ahead and ice my little piece warm because I am so ready to taste it. This has been such a process, hasn't it? You'll have to look for the recipe in the caption to see how I made this frosting, because it really is important that you brown, the butter. That gives a very distinctive flavor. I'm just afraid this is getting too long and y'all are bored. So I'll cut out a step. That is every bit as good as you think it is, and even better. The real Phuong can't do any better than that. Oh my goodness. Y'all go have a good day.